In this corona, be cautious. I would like to give a brief introduction to the history today. History, a past events study, Indo-Greek kingdom to the Mauryan Empire and to the present India, 180 BC to 185 to AD, Mauryan Empire, so on and so forth. This is a great scientist who was guillotined during French Revolution. The Belt and the Road initiatives, revolutions, China to Greece and to the Venice, Italy, France, in the planet Earth globe, many continents come across revolutions and wars. Coming to the French Revolution, the great revolution in the world history, Siberia, Austrian Empire, Ottoman Empire, in 1867 Austrian and Hungarian Empire, in 1881 Serbia, Bulgaria, 1920 Turkey, Italy, Germany, and all we will come across. I would like to concentrate on French Revolution, the impact of French Revolution on the globe. The 14th July, the Red Day starts. The day 14th July ignited the revolutionary days of France, that is French Revolution. This was the great scientist who guillotined on those days, my dear friends. Anthony Laurent Lavoisier, we will discuss later. And it is IAS and KS and CSE questions, a competitive examination questions to be asked during the examination in objective type questions. Let us have a look. Lavoisier, a great scientist, explaining to his wife the result of his experiments on air oil painting earnest board in the Wellcome Collection, London, Library, London. Well, friends, I'd like to coming to the history. Wars and revolutions. War. What is a war? War is an intense armed conflict between states, between government to government, between societies to societies, between parliamentary groups to parliamentary groups, between mercenaries, insurgents, and militias. It is generally characterized by the extreme violence, aggression, destruction, and mortality using regular and irregular military forces. Warfare refers to the common activities and characteristics of types of wars or the wars in general. Total war is warfare that is not restricted to purely legitimate military targets and can result in massive civilian or other non-combatant sufferings and casualties. Bloodshed revolutions and bloodshed wars are there in the world history and in the Indian history on the planet Earth. We will discuss further. Revolution has been central to the formation of the modern world. The word itself refers to a radical transformative change and has many generic uses describing phenomena from the Industrial Revolution to the Sexual Revolution. Revolutions are many types of revolutions. As a historical process, revolutions refers to a movement, often violent, and overthrow the old regime and effect complete change in the fundamental institutions of society. After the French Revolution of 18th century, which deposed the monarchy and attempted to refashion society from top to bottom. A revolution became synonymous with the radical overcoming of the past. Modernity, many came to believe, could only be achieved through such violent and total transformation. My dear friends, revolution starts on the globe, on the planet Earth, the United Kingdom, the European history. Coming to the Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, Bosnia, Italy, Albania, Bulgaria, Ottoman Empire, and the French Empire in 1807 to 1808, 1858, like this. So, my dear friends, revolutions of 1848, series of republican revolts against European monarchies, beginning in Sicily and spreading to France, Germany, Italy, and the Austrian Empire. Like a fire, it spreads like a fire. French Revolution spreads. As soon as it ignites in 1848, this spreads in the form of the fires, the flares of the fires. They all ended in failure and repression and were followed by widespread disillusionment among liberals. Renaissance. With all this, I would like to divert your attention towards the Renaissance, the term Renaissance. What is the meaning of the term Renaissance? Meaning of the word Renaissance means rebirth. It refers to a rapid European civilization that was marked by a revival of classical learning and wisdom. Renaissance in French language, Renaissance means rebirth, late medieval cultural movement in Europe. Renaissance brought renewed interest in classical learning and values to Italy and subsequently the rest of Western and Central Europe from late 13th to the early 17th century, attracted by the values of rhetoric, the rhetorical eloquence of ancient writers, figures such as Petrarch, Giovanni Boccaccio, and Leonardo Valla rejected medieval scholasticism in favor of human-centered forms of philosophy and literature. In Northern Europe, Desiderius Erasmus cultivated Christian humanism, and writers such as Franco Rabelais and William Shakespeare produced works that emphasized the intricacies of the human character. Inspired by ancient Greece and Rome, Renaissance painters and sculptors took the visible world for their subject and practiced according to the mathematical principles of balance, harmony, and perspective. The new aesthetic found expression in the works of Italian artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Sandro Botticelli, Raphael, Titian, and Michelangelo. And the Italian city of Florence became the center of the Renaissance art. The term has also been applied to the cultural revivals in England in 8th century. In the 8th century, the Frankish kingdoms in the 9th century, the Rome in the 12th century. So friends, history is remarkable. Though it is a past event, the study of past event, it is remarkable. Discovery scientists, law of conservation of mass, discovery of oxygen, Anthony Laurent Lavoisier, who is responsible for the discovery of science, chemistry, leading figure of 18th century French chemist, prominent France chemist, based theory of the chemical reactivity of oxygen and co-authored of the modern system of naming chemical substances. Lavaisier explaining to his wife the result of his experiments. Air oil painting by Ernest Ward. Here you can see the right hand side of the slide. The tragic end of Anthony Lavaisier during French Revolution is very sad to listen, my dear friends, in the history of the world. He died beheaded on the scaffold, erected on the Place de Revolution, today Place de la Concorde, May 8, 1794 at 5 o'clock in the evening. The fifth farmer sentenced immediately after his father-in-law, Jacques Pos, is the creator of modern chemistry in the sense that through his work on oxygen and composition of the air, has paved the way of all contemporary discoveries in science and technology. Lavaisier had an arrogant father. He left remarkable writings, especially in the Annals of Chemistry and in the Journals of Physics. His works were collected and published in 4 pages in large volumes under the auspices of the Academy of Sciences from 1861 to 1864. Despite his services and titles to the admiration of all, Lavaisier had a climb on the scaffold. It is one of the most regrettable victims of our great revolution, which did not forgive him for belonging to the execrated class of the 28 farmer generals whose heads fell the same day under the fatal knife of the guillotine. These are written in the red letters in the history of France. It was reported that at that time of his conviction, Lavaisier asked the court a delay of a few days in order to able to finish the proofing of his Memories of Chemistry, which was printed, and that the president answered him brutally. The reply is very, very brutally. Persons who are not at all knowing about science, the republic does not need a scientist. It is necessary that justice follows its course. In all times, there are raw beasts and fools. See, my dear friend, this is the guillotine. A machine which beheads the human beings. Bloodshed revolutions. This is French Revolution. Anthony Lavaisier at a distillation furnace in his laboratory. A guillotine looms through the open door, a reminder that you were executed during the French Revolution. This is Anthony Laurent Lavaisier. A tragic end of Anthony Laurent Lavaisier brains. So sad. Anthony Lavaisier, a great scientist. I am remembering the things I salutation to great scientist Lavaisier.